What up, what up, what up? It's your boy T Trucker coming back with another video. Today, I got some stuff I want to talk about. It's just going to be a quick little talking video. I want to talk to you guys about the situation, what I got going on. I know a lot of you guys have watched my last video that I posted, and I want to talk to you guys about it, man, and let you guys know what your boy been doing, what's been going on, all that, man. So it's gonna get kind of crazy. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe, follow your boy, man. But let's get to the video. We are back, YouTube. We are back. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited. But at the same time, I'm frustrated. I'm really, really frustrated. And I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm frustrated. And y'all will not believe what I'm finna say. Now, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I know a lot of you guys some of you guys got a short attention span. Y'all don't want to hear what I got to say. That's cool. You don't have to click on the video. You don't have to do none of that. But I want people to know exactly the foolishness that these people have done. I'm finna let you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, man. So, first thing first, thank you to all the subscribers, man, that have been subscribing to my channel, helping your boy out. Some of y'all subscribe, some of y'all unsubscribe. That's cool. Like I said, I like doing the videos, regardless if I got one subscriber or no subscribers. I enjoy doing the videos. That's just what I do. I know y'all came on here to talk about this situation. As y'all know, I was working as a yard jockey. I was doing the yard jockey. Things was going pretty well for me. And I told you guys, I said I would not come out here unless I'm in my own truck. That's the main thing. I wasn't gonna leave my family to come out here to be a company driver. So if you watch my video, I told you guys everything. I had a bag that fell in my lap. I had a situation that gave me an opportunity, and this is the crazy part. Now, when I post that video, I showed you guys the truck. I think I just showed you guys a picture of the truck. I'm gonna run it down to what I'm trying to say. Now, I was working at the yard jockey position. I was going home every day, being with my family. A situation happened where I was able to go and purchase me a truck, which I told you guys. Just hear me out. I'm finna explain to you guys what happened. Now, one day I was just chilling, doing yard jockey. Doing yard jockey, as y'all saw my videos, I don't really be doing nothing, so I just got bored, and I was just Googling, Landstar, a lot of these owner-operated companies. The main reason why I was doing that, because as y'all can see, I was working at a company. A lot of owner-operators was coming through there. I talked to them from time to time. They give me some game and they tell me stuff. So they kind of built my confidence. So I was just Googling a lot of companies. So some told me to go ahead and Google SFI. I Googled SFI and I was just doing my research. And when I was doing my research, I seen, a lot of people was being successful doing, the lease thing with SFI. So I was like, you know what? Let me put in an application. So I went on here and put in an application. I was just doing this off the strength. I wasn't really trying to do nothing at that time. After I filled the application out, I had something fell in my lap, which I ain't gonna explain to y'all, but it kind of worked out for me. The next day, the lady called me from SFI. So I was like, okay. You know, she was like, when's a good time for you to set up an interview, basically to go over the finances and everything, how you gonna, you know, deal with your business. I said tomorrow will be great because I'm always at work. I don't have nothing else to do. I hung up with her. I went on YouTube. I Googled SFI. I Googled owner operator. I would Google everything. So when I Googled SFI, I can't remember his name. He worked for a company called USA. I looked at it and I was like, you know, he had a bad review with them, which he said the company was bad. So I said, you know what? Let me try him out because that's the type of person I am. I don't go off of what people say. I just kind of go off of my own opinion. I went on here and put in an application with them so I could stay ahead of the game. So when she called me tomorrow and she'd be like, hey, what company you trying to go with? I already put in an application. I already been talking to them, stuff like that. I put in an application. The next day, USA called me. So we went over all the documents, everything, all my employments and everything. 2 hours later, SFI called me. We went over everything, and she asked me how much money am I willing to put down. I was like, you know, I really want to wait and see what USA is gonna say, you know. And she was like, okay, that's who you going with. I said, yeah, I'm going with USA. She said, okay, well, let's just go over everything else, and then we can finish that later on. I said, okay. The next day, USA called me again, and they wanted me to go over all my employment. You know, they set up me a drug test, all of that good stuff, right? About a week went by. SFI, they was like, we want to go ahead and approve everything. We want to go ahead and start with the process of having you come out here and pick up your truck. So we want to know how much you're going to put down. I said I could put about $1,500 down. She was like, we asking $3,000. I mean $3,500 down. And she said, since you're going with USA can front you the $3,000. The only thing you have to pay is $500. I was like, what? That's cool. So in my mind, I was like, okay, that'll help me out big time. So I went on here and I emailed the lady from USA just to confirm about the $3,000. And she was like, yeah, that's cool. We can do that. So I said, okay. So I set up the appointment time to come out to Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know if I did show y'all the video. Y'all seen the video when I was in Charlotte. So I set up the appointment. I went out to Charlotte. I actually, you know, USA gave me a rental car. They paid for a rental car to go out there, right? So I had my wife drop me off in the Atlanta airport, picked up my rental car, took off to Charlotte, North Carolina. I mean, I was happy. Like I was like a kid in a candy store. I was just so happy. So I took off up there. As soon as I got there, I went straight because everything was on me. I had to pay for the hotel, the fuel, everything. So when I got up there, I used my credit card. I used my credit card to pay for the hotel. So I went and got the hotel. You know, I went and grabbed me something to eat, and I dropped the rental car back off at the airport. So I had to pay for a lift from the airport back to the hotel. That was some money because I didn't know how far that was. It was a pretty penny. So I ain't really care at the time because I was out here on business. So I got back to the hotel and I told myself, let me post a video. So I went on ahead and posted a video, which I did that video for y'all. And the next day, I got up so early, I didn't even know that I got up that, you know, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep at all. I had to pay for another lift to the yard, which is Snyder Yard. I get over to the Snyder Yard. I mean, it was cold out there. I mean, it was freezing. Couldn't get in the gate. You know, I'm in this strange place, don't know nothing about nothing, couldn't get in the gate. They finally let me in the gate because I was a little early. I think I was like maybe an hour early. They told me to come in. I can come in, sit in the office, or I can go in the break room and, you know, just wait until I think it was like 8, 9 o'clock. She said she had another driver that was coming with her. I mean, was coming to the orientation with me. So I was like, cool. I went in, sat down at the Snyder break room where all the Snyder drivers, the company drivers, the owner-operator drivers, the new trainees, I was just sitting in the midst of everybody. So time came around, we went into the actual room where we had to fill out the paperwork. We had to sign the contract. She said, before we sign the contract, I want to take you guys out to your truck so you can see what your truck looked like. You know, check everything, make sure everything was good. I said, I was like, cool. Me and the guy that was in there, we both was going to USA truck. So we was talking. He had the same truck I got, same color and everything. So we looked over everything. We went back in. They had the keys. They had the contract. We signed it. She was like, since you had already, you know, then I forgot to tell you, I paid for insurance. You got to pay for your own insurance. A 10-day insurance. And that was like $300 or $400 I had to pay before I got there. I paid for that before I got there. So she was like, since you already got your insurance on the truck, you could go ahead and leave. So I was like, cool. I grabbed my luggage, went outside, jumped in my truck, happy. Like, I'm over happy. Took off down the road. I'm gone. I pulled over because I think I got a little tired. I took an hour nap, and I think I was like I was in somewhere in South Carolina. So I took an hour nap. I got back up, and I went on to the house. So I got to the house. I was supposed to be in orientation. It was like Friday. No, it was Thursday. It was Thursday when I picked my truck up. So the next day was Friday. So orientation was on that Monday coming up. So on that Friday when I got up, I had to go park my truck at this truck stop where I live at. They don't even pay. I mean, they don't let you park your truck for free. So you have to pay for parking. So I had to pay for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I think Sunday. I can't remember. Yeah, no, I had to pay for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Because I think Monday they had that snowstorm where they were supposed to have orientation, but they pushed it back until Tuesday. So I had to pay for like 5 days. That was $15 a piece. So I didn't care at the time. I'm just swiping my credit card. I had the money, but I didn't want to use my money because, you know, if something happened, I want to make sure my family's straight. But I'm swiping my credit card. Monday come around, right? I leave and go to the hotel. No. I go back. Let's reverse. Friday, when I got home the next day, I got up. I went to Targets. I mean, I was buying all kind of stuff. I was buying the camera because I think they said they weren't gonna put cameras in the truck. So I wanted to make sure I had a camera. I bought everything. I mean, I bought the lights that you see in here. I bought that. I bought everything. I'm telling you, I bought it. So on my way out the store, on my way out of Targets on Friday, she called me, USA, not SFI. She called me. She said, you got your truck? I was like, yeah, I got my truck. She was like, how you like it? I said, it's great. You know, it's a pretty decent truck. She said, we might have a little problem. And my mind just went bozo. Like, my brain just exploded. So I'm thinking like, what's she about to tell me? So she was like, well, on your employment, because as y'all know, if y'all been watching me a long time, I moved from Georgia to Florida. And the whole time I was in Florida from, I want to say 2023 up until 2024, I wasn't working. I mean, I was working, but I wasn't doing over-the-road trucking. But I've been working since, I've been driving trucks since 2011. So I didn't have recent experience. She called me and she was like, well, right now, the jobs that you gave me, it only adds up to 6, I think she said 6 months of experience. She was like, can you find any other, was you working at any other job where you could get the rest of the experience so we can get you rolling? It took everything in my power to not just blow up on this lady over the phone. Like literally, you called me and you asked me how's my truck and then tell me this terrible news. So I said, well, let me get home and let me figure out something. It was 2 other companies that I worked for, but clearly I didn't work there that long to be able to get the rest of the experience. So I get home, I tell my wife about this situation, right? She looking at me like, I told you shouldn't have did that. I text her back and I gave her the 2 companies. I told you I didn't have that much experience with them because I didn't stay there that long. She said, okay, we got it, and we're going to see what we can, we can call them and get the experience and stuff like that. Throughout that whole day on Friday, she was calling me. Well, she was texting me back and forth saying, it keeps rejecting your employment and all that type of stuff. And it was Friday, so she said, well, it's late. We're going to try again on Monday. So I was like, the whole weekend, I'm lost at the same time. But I had to play plan B. So I called JB Hunt. As y'all know, I used to work with JB Hunt. I worked with JB Hunt 2 or 3 times I worked over there. And don't judge me because I know y'all like, damn, he been over there 3 times. It's a reason for it. I just don't be doing stuff like that. But I called JB Hunt up, did the process. Everything, filled out the application, everything was going smoothly. So I said, okay, if this company right here don't work out, I got this one to fall back on. Monday come around, she called me and she said, well, no, it was Sunday. She texted me Sunday and said, well, we were supposed to have orientation for Monday, but we're not going to have it. This is USA. We're not going to have it because of the snowstorm, and we're going to push it to Tuesday. So I was like, cool. I said, well, I can't keep paying for the parking because, I'm kind of running out of funds. She was like, well, you can always take the truck to the hotel. They got, parking for semis. I said, cool. So she had a guy call me to set up the rooms arrangement for the hotel. So I get over there Monday, park my truck, boom, park my truck, get to the front counter, fill out my paperwork, get my room key, go upstairs to my room, talk to my wife on the phone. And I'm talking to her, I'm like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen in this situation. So I lay down, took about an hour or 2 nap. JB Hunt called me. JB Hunt said, hey, when could you take your drug test? I said, I could take it today. She was like, give me your zip code. I gave her the zip code to where I was at. I think I was in Ellenwood, Georgia, because I think that's where you do the orientation for USA in Ellenwood, Georgia. So I was like, I gave her that, and then she said, well, you could go ahead and get that taken care of. We could get the process, pretty fast. So I jump up, knowing I got to be in orientation tomorrow with USA, but stuff just wasn't adding up. I jump up, get in the truck that I got from SFI, went down 75 to the urine doctor to give my urine, and because with JB Hunt you got to get the hair sample. I don't have these people shave all the hair up under my arm, give urine, all this time that I wasted. So after that happened, right, soon as I left doing my urine with JB Hunt, USA give me a call. Actually, she wasn't even respectable enough to even give me a call. She texted me. She texted me and said, unfortunately, we won't be able to hire you because you don't have the experience that we require to work with us. So I'm looking like, I'm in total shock. Like, in total shock. So I'm thinking to myself, like, should I be disrespectful and say something? Or should I just take this to the chin? Okay, I'm working with JB Hunt now. She was like, you could call SFI. They have companies that you can work with that can get you on board. I just, I'm just going to be real. I hung the phone up in her face. That was, to me, I didn't like that. I didn't like that because I look at it like this. If you work for a company, I don't care if you had 1 million jobs, 2 jobs, whatever. Why would you have this driver go pick up this truck? She told me to go get the truck. She paid for the rental car for me to go pick the truck up. Why would you have me go pick this truck up just to tell me you're not going to hire me? And that should have been verified before I even went and picked the truck up. That should have been verified way before I even left and went and picked the truck up. I should have known if I was hired with y'all before I even left and picked the truck up. So I ain't really, at that point, my mind was empty. I didn't have no words. I just hung the phone in her face. I looked at the truck and I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I jump in my truck. I called my wife. I'm like, man, they just turned me down. Can't you believe that? She was like, oh no, what you going to do? I was like, I don't know. I just did a drug test with with JB Hunt, and we're going to see how that goes. I don't want to keep this going for a long time because I don't want y'all to be, a lot of people got a short attention span, so they can't watch the whole video. But I'm going to tell you straight up what happened with JB Hunt. JB Hunt did the same exact thing. Same exact thing. But they told me, you're lacking 3 months. You mean to tell me that you couldn't bring me on board for 3 months of employment? Wow. That was unreal. This ain't whole pie. I'm finna tell y'all the whole pie. So I call SFI now. It's at this point now. It's like, I got y'all truck. What am I gonna do? I done ran out all my funds. Everything that I had, I done put everything into this truck. I had to get a $20.99 or $22.99. I had to pay $400 for that. I was spending money like crazy. So now I got this truck. Don't know what to do with it. I don't call a couple companies. It was one company that was going to hire me. Literally hire me the same day. The same day. Right after JB Hunt told me they weren't going to hire me. I called SFI. They tell me, oh, if you're trying to go with another company outside of their policy, you have to pay $5,500 down plus a $500 transfer fee. I was like, what? Wow. So at that point, I was done. There's no way I couldn't get this truck back. I didn't have the funds to do it. None of this was my fault. None of it. So I called SFI. I told her, like, look, only thing left to do is just give it back. She said, unfortunately, that just seems how it is. we're gonna, that's fine. Just take it back to Atlanta terminal, and we'll process it and send you the paperwork. I was like, cool. I took it back, caught another lift, more money, back to my house. Y'all would not believe this. The next day, SFI sent me an email telling me that I owe $8,000. $8,000. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, this cannot be happening to me. But, I just wanted to get that out there to let you know, SFI is some bullshit. USA is some bullshit. JB Hunt is some bullshit. Because these people could have told me in the beginning, and I would have never wasted all my money, and I would have been good. Now, we here. And I know you guys like, what truck is this? Now, I'm going to tell you. This company called me right after all this. This company right here this company is based out of Chicago. This is a lease purchase. I ain't going to go in detail with y'all about it. I'm just going to let you know your boy is in a lease truck with this company. I get 88% of the load. They get 15%. I think 15, something like that. Y'all do the math. This truck is brand spanking new. Brand spanking new. I done 3 loads with them already. 3 loads. And I'm up. Well, actually, when I drop this load that I have today, tomorrow, I got 3 stops on here. I'm going to be up $5,500. And this ain't even done with the week. They told me I can get another load on Monday and deliver that, a short one, on Tuesday to make it $6,000. That's what the truck gross, $6,000. Now, y'all do the math. You still got to pay for your truck fees and your fuel. But at the same time, I should come out of this whole thing with $4,000. Look at God. Look at God. Look how God works. These people ran me into the ground. Literally got me well in Charlotte, North Carolina, spending all my money. And then on top of that, the hotel that I went to, I never got my $100 back. I'm still working with the bank and everything. When you go to a hotel, you got to pay a deposit. I never got my deposit back. And man, let me tell y'all something. I was just been getting bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. And a lot of people say you need to take them to court. There's no way I could take SFI to court. But at the same time, it was just dirty of them. She said that was wrong for what USA did. Not JB Hunt, but JB Hunt, that was a dirty situation because you talking about 3 months? You mean you couldn't put me on board for 3 months? But I don't want to go into that. But like I said, I'm happy now. Everything that I bought from Target, it's in this truck. I will show you the truck, but I don't want to show y'all nothing right now. That's why I mess up and I start showing everything that I got going on, and nothing works. Nothing works. So, I'm going to keep it up to God and see where God takes me from here. But as y'all can see, your boy is in the truck. I got it hooked up the way I like it. I got all my stuff, and I'm going to be out for 2 weeks. For these next 2 weeks, I'm finna be posting videos. This right here motivated me to go harder, even more harder, to not just to show them, just to show myself that you don't need these people to build your empire. You don't need them. You just need one person to give you that chance to push you where you need to go. And I'm going to take this opportunity and use this company as my opportunity. It's a walk away. I don't know if I'm I'm gonna pay the truck out, but I am gonna be here for a while. It's a brand new truck. Y'all know how much that is. But we'll figure it out. But like I said, I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know what your boy got going on. That's the main reason why I haven't posted a video. I've been in my feelings. I've been pissed. But I'm here now. I had to go all the way out to Chicago. I had to catch a plane. They paid for it. They paid for the plane for me to go out there. They met me out there at the truck. Beautiful truck. I'm going to tell y'all what it is. It's a 2026 Peterbilt 579. Beautiful. I can't show y'all the truck because it ain't really together like I want it. I just threw stuff together so I can get down the road. I gotta make my money back. But anyway, like I said, I'm here at the shipper. I will be delivering in 3 places tomorrow. I got a lot of running tomorrow. I gotta get some rest. That's it, man. That's all I got to give. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I know there's a lot going on with me, you know, and this situation. But I had to tell you guys that so you guys won't get in this situation. You know, a lot of this stuff could have been easily prevented if they would have just verified my employment and told me they weren't gonna hire me before I went all the way up to Charlotte, North Carolina to pick up a truck. So it is what it is, man. But like I said, y'all stay tuned for more videos, man. I got this. I just ordered that DJI camera, and I'm gonna be posting videos. Y'all check me out, man. I'm gonna be posting videos back and forth. I got another channel. I'm gonna start posting on that channel as well. I'm gonna let you guys know what channel that is. But y'all just stay tuned, man. I got a lot to come. But anyway, it's your boy T Trucker. I'm out. Peace.